Hi VC, this is Aaron, Metha Alamair, and today I'm doing a thread response to Richard McCook's Desert Island Greatest Hits records. And this is kind of hard for me actually because I tend to prefer the deep cuts on records more than the singles on most records actually. I mean, I hear the singles so much that I enjoy hearing the deep tracks a lot more usually when I'm listening to a record. And but there's still some greatest hit compilations out there, and there's I've got quite a few. And I just picked out 20 that I really love. It's not all hard rock and metal this time, but there's some of that. But a lot of my hard rock metal, I don't have the greatest hits on vinyl, and I just stuck to vinyl. So I'll show what I got here. And like I said, this would, if I was actually, this is all I could have, I would be really depressed because I really love the deep tracks more than the singles usually. So at least with most bands. But these are the ones that I really love. This is of course, the Best of the Animals. I think they're one of my very favorite classic rock bands. After the Beatles, they're actually my second favorite classic rock, classic rock band. I like them better than anyone else from that time period, pretty much. This has got the House of the Rising Sun and Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. We Got to Get Out of This Place. It's My Life. I'm just a huge Eric Burdon fan, and this is a great record. There's the back there. I won't show the labels. I'll just show the records. And up next, I had to pick this one, of course. This is Anthrax with The Greater of Two Evils. Now, I would have picked a different greatest hits one by them, but this is really good. It's a double record. And what this is it's John Bush, who a lot of people don't like, but I love his singing. He goes back and they re-record a lot of their early Joey Belladonna era songs. It's got like Death Rider and Metal Thrashing Mad, Belly of the Beast, Lone Justice, Keep It in the Family, Cotton Amash, all re-recorded with John Bush, and it's really good. I really love this record. There's what's on it here. Killer record. I'm a huge Anthrax fan. I like all the eras of Anthrax. I think I've never stopped liking them. I love the John Bush era almost as much as the Belladonna, but they've come back with a vengeance with their last couple records too. They're just great. I love them. Great record here. And this next one was really tough because I have a few compilations of this band. And I was going to choose one of the others. I only wanted to put one. And the other ones were too split. I mean, earlier the career, later career. So I picked the Beatles #1. Even though these are all the singles. I really wanted to pick the Blue record, but I liked so much of the stuff on the Red Double album that I couldn't leave that out either. But I like the second half, the Blue era, a little more. But they're both so good, and this has, it's loaded with songs, all their songs that were #1 in here or in England. So it's a great compilation. Can't go wrong with the Beatles. They're I think the best band ever. Not my favorite, but the best. My favorite is Clutch, and then Kiss, and then probably the Beatles, and then a lot of metal stuff. But yeah, I just love this album. Love the Beatles. They're great. Great name too. And next up, I've got Black Sabbath, We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll. This is a really great compilation. It's just from the first, I think the first 4, maybe the first 6 Sabbath records. So it's all the really early Ozzy era stuff. It leaves out Technical Ecstasy and Never Say Die, which I like those records too, but this has just so much good stuff on it. There's the track list. It's all the old, everyone knows those songs, all the old Ozzy Black Sabbath songs. Killer stuff. And next up, I got a really, just one of my favorite like pop rock bands from the 80s. I love this band. This is the Cars' Greatest Hits. Gotta have this on there. It's got a lot of great songs. Just What I Needed, Since You're Gone, you might think. Drive, Tonight She Comes, Let's Go. Love these guys. Greatest hits record. It's missing a couple of their really good ones, but it's got most of their known songs on there. And this is actually the only one without going live that I could have done for my favorite band. So this is Clutch with La Curandera. And this is a compilation they did a few years back. Originally, it was a compilation for breast cancer awareness. And it came on pink vinyl. This is a reissue on black vinyl. But it has all songs to do with women. They don't have they have all kinds of different things they sing about. But this has got, Cypress Grove. I love that song. Cypress Grove is so good. The title song, La Curandera. Black Umbrella, which is amazing. Struck Down. That's a great song, too. Cyborg Betty. Night Hag, which is only on this, which is really cool. Oh Isabella, and the Dragonfly Alive. And the Dragonfly is a great, amazing, amazing song. And so this is pretty cool. I love this. I had to put some Clutch in there. And up next, this artist is one of my favorite artists too. It's Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits. Love this record. This is from the Alice Cooper Band era. Really good stuff. You know, it's got I'm 18, It's My Body, I love that song. Under My Wheels, Be My Lover, School's Out, $1 Billion Babies, all that old Alice Cooper classic stuff on here. My favorite era of Alice Cooper is actually like from Constrictor to Trash, but I love this era as well. I like all of Alice Cooper. I like his new stuff too. Really great artist. Killer album there. And here's one of my favorite super groups. This is Cream, the best of Cream. Love them. You know, it's Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker, and Jack Bruce. Great band. And this has, you know, some of their best songs. It's got Sunshine of Your Love on it, Badge, which is one of my favorite songs, Strange Brew, and Tales of Brave Ulysses. You know, killer stuff. It's Cream. I love Cream. Great band. And next up, my choice for most influential hard rock heavy metal band. I'll be getting into that later. I'm going to do a video on a couple of their records. This is Deepest Purple, the very best of Deep Purple. Amazing record. This is a really good best of record. I think Richard McCook actually showed this one too. This might be my only one I have similar to him. But it's got, you know, Speed King and Fireball, Strange Kind of Woman, Child in Time, Woman from Tokyo, Black Knight, which actually wasn't on. It was supposed to be on, I believe, in Rock, but it was a single release before it. And then you got Highway Star and Space Truckin', Burn, Stormbringer, so it's got a couple from the Coverdale era as well, and Smoke on the Water, and then Demon's Eye, which is on the European version of Fireball. And also I have a repress of that with Demon Eye. I love Demon Eye. It's one of my favorite Purple songs. Great, great record here. And then my third favorite classic rock band. I've got the Beatles, I got the Animals, and this is number 3 for me. This is the Guess Who, best of the Guess Who. This is a perfect compilation record. One of the best compilation records ever made. It's, you know, it's just great all the way through. It starts with These Eyes, Laughing, Undone, No Time, American Woman, No Sugar Tonight, New Mother Nature, you know, Hand Me Down World, Bus Rider, Share the Land, Do You Miss Me Darling, and Hang On to Your Life. All great songs. I've heard this since I was a kid. I've always loved it. One of my favorite bands. Great stuff there. And then next up, this is a really cool record. I love this one. This is the best of George Harrison. And I have actually the European version too with a different cover, but this is the US version. And it's really cool because the first half of this is Beatles songs, George Harrison Beatles songs, and the second half is from his solo career. So the Beatles songs that are on here, and it's only got one song repeated from the number 1, so it's Something. And then it's got If I Needed Someone, Here Comes the Sun, Taxman, Think for Yourself, For You Blue, and While My Guitar Gently Weeps. So that gives me some more Beatles in there, which I really needed. Those songs, especially like those Harrison ones, are so great. And then, you know, the B-side has My Sweet Lord, Give Me Love, Give Me Peace on Earth, You, Bangladesh, Dark Horse, and What Is Life. So really great record. Love George Harrison. And now this was another tough one for me to pick because Clutch and Kiss are my favorite bands. So I had to pick a Kiss compilation and only one. You know, I could have used Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits, but I chose this one just because this is actually the first Kiss that I bought. I bought it on cassette, and I'd heard Kiss, and I had Asylum, but this is the first one I had of their old music, their 70s, and it was just a whole nother world after I heard this. And it's double platinum. Sorry about the glare, that's just this record. Very silver. And this is a great record. It's got, it's basically the best of their first 6 solo albums, their first 6 studio albums. You know, it's got everything from Cold Gin to Love Gun and Black Diamond and Strutter. You know, all their greats. You know, Beth is on here. Deuce, 100,000 Years, She, Firehouse. Great, great record. This is just amazing how many good songs they did. And next up, another, this is one I've heard. My dad had the 8-track of it, so I heard this since I was a kid too. I remember driving around in his Silverado, Chevy Silverado, listening to this, and this is Shaved Fish by John Lennon. And I was going to pick one of his other best of albums I have, But this is the only other one that I had that had Cold Turkey, which is one of my favorite songs. It doesn't have Working Class Hero, which is my favorite he did, but it has Cold Turkey, and I had to have Cold Turkey. But this is great. There's the track list. It's, all John Lennon, amazing songs there. Up next is a double record. Really great Southern band. One of my favorite of the Southern rock bands. It's Lynyrd Skynyrd, Gold and Platinum. Love Lynyrd Skynyrd. This has got a lot of great stuff on this. I'll just show the track list instead of naming them all off. They're, great songs. Double album, killer stuff. This is another one I could have went a couple different ways on, but I chose this one. This is Motley Crue Greatest Hits. And the only thing that I don't like about this is it's only got one song from Too Fast for Love and only two from... No, it's got three from Shout at the Devil. But, it's all those deep tracks on those records I love so much. And, it's got everything up to Saints of Los Angeles, which I really like that record too. It's even got something from Generation Swine, Afraid. I actually like that a lot too. Primal Scream's on here. So this is a really good compilation here. But, it's the deep tracks I'm really after, but I got to go with the greatest hits. And here is one of the most underrated and best artists of music history. This is Nilsson, Greatest Hits. Amazing greatest hits record. All of his stuff is good. Nilsson Smilson and Son of Schmilson, those two records are two of my very favorites of all time. And he's got a bunch of other really great records. But, this has got Everybody's Talking, Without Her, One, Me and My Arrow, Coconut, Without You, Jump in the Fire, Spaceman, and on and on. It's just, Nilsson is just so amazing. Kind of a wild man in his days, too. He was kind of quite the partier. Great musician, great singer, amazing record. And then I got some Bob Seger Greatest Hits. Been a big Bob Seger fan since I was a kid. And this is leaving off a ton of my favorite songs of his, but it's got enough really good ones that I put it on here. And I'll just show the track, if you can see those. Pretty solid. There's a few that I would have had differently. And, I might have chose a live album instead for Greatest Hits, but I was just trying to stick with strictly studio compilations. So there's some Bob Seger. And I think the most underrated of the Beatles solo artists, this is Ringo Starr, Blast from Your Past. I love this record. I have a soft spot for Ringo. He was my first favorite artist when I was a little tiny kid, about 3 or 4 years old, and so I've always loved him. And the songs on here are just so killer. You got Photograph and It Don't Come Easy, the No No song, Back Off Boogaloo, I love that one, and Oh My My is great. I'm the Greatest. Killer. Very underrated. No one gives him enough credit. Killer solo artist as well as a killer Beatles work. So this is a really good record. Up next, I got one of my favorite metal bands. I was just showing this record. This is Wasp with First Blood, Last Cuts. I have a couple different Wasp ones I could have went with, but I went with this because it has more of my favorite songs. Of course, it's leaving a bunch of my favorites off like all these compilations are, but it's got, it's just they're just such an amazing band. The band that broke me into heavier rock, I was into Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, Quiet Riot, those kind of bands, and this band got me into the heavier stuff. Then I started going into Megadeth, Metallica, and Anthrax, and Death Angel after I got into Wasp. They're my gateway drug. Really killer stuff. And then last up, you'll be seeing these guys coming up in my my letters because it's the last letter, and it's one of my favorite bands. They were my favorite band for one point in my life, and they're still one of them. This is the Best of ZZ Top. This is, of course, from just their first 4 albums, I believe, the best of, and it's got all great songs all the way through. Their early work is just so amazing. I love their, Eliminator, Afterburner, El Loco type era too, and their later stuff. But this 70s ZZ Top, there's just nothing like it. It was just so amazing. They were every song on their record, all their records was so good back then. No filler, all killer stuff, and I just love this record. I remember we had this on cassette when I was younger too, so I've heard this a lot. Great stuff on here. So there you go. I guess that would be my 20 if I had to pick just vinyl records that I have that I would take with me. So Really cool thread, Richard. And if you haven't subscribed to Richard McCook, he's got a great channel. And all right, everybody keep on rocking. Bye.